What doesn't stand out today? What a day. It is a celebration, in the words of the new executive director of the PWHL, Brian Burke. He said, this is a historic day in the women's game, perhaps the most historic day in the history of the game itself. And how important is that? And I reflect on those words, and I agree with him. Because when I think back to when I was a little girl, I had a dream of going to the Olympic Winter Games. And in nowhere was there a dream of playing professional hockey, best on best, where I could have an opportunity to make a living playing the sport that I loved. So today, it's about everyone who's played the game. It's by the pioneers, the alumni, everyone who has believed in a united voice to get to this point and break that damn glass ceiling. It is awesome. And when you look at the different elements of this and the different layers and all the work that's been put into it, you have to look at the communities that these teams are going to be going into. And I look at the cities, and 6 teams across North America, 3 Canadian, Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa, 3 American, Boston, Minnesota, and New York. So when you look at the Canadian teams, you can say to yourself, listen, this is in the hotbed, the corridor of the female game. You know that it's going to garner a ton of interest in Montreal with the likes of someone like Marie-Philippe Poulin, who will arguably be playing there. You never know if someone like Jamie Lee Rattray could be playing in Ottawa. And how about Toronto? So many different athletes could be there. Renata Foss, Jocelyn Larocque, Brianne Jenner. And then you look at the other side of it, Minnesota, the hotbed of the women's game. And you look at their NCAA programs there, their schools leading into those teams. I mean, all of the influx of these athletes, it just garners and generates visibility for the game. Boston, nostalgic, right? You got them in New York. I mean, talk about being in a metro area, which can garner eyes on the game. And when you look at the league itself, number 3, I would say this is going to be best on best. This is what you play for, to have the stars aligned, playing either together or against one another. I mean, we know what the rivalry series has done for the women's game. Imagine now watching it day in, day out. Young girls, women, boys, grandparents alike don't just have to wait for the Olympic Winter Games. They can see it every week. And that's what garners momentum and visibility. Now, there is going to be a draft, and there will be free agency between September 1st and September 10th. So the top players in the game, guess what? 3 per team are gonna go before September 10th. The draft is going to be an inaugural day, the first ever on September 18th. So everyone, get your eyes ready, because there's going to be a 15-round draft selection where the best in the world go to each team. I know I'm looking forward to it. And one of the most exciting moments for me is going to the rink tonight to share the news with my female hockey team.